Manny
I'm
right
already on
behind him,
next.
28. Each of the Muskrats with over a minute 30 on the hill.
Mo by himself on the hill. Gonna lose his gunfight to Solo.
2 more points. That's it.
He's gonna read it.
All right. What's cooking, DavieeSZN? We got the D3 Call of Duty champion here. Although I believe you weren't part of the championship game. What all happened with that?
So I'd played in every other game in the entire year, but the game got scheduled for when I was at work, and I tried everything to
Oof.
get off, but I couldn't. So I ended up watching on my phone to cheer the guys on, but yeah, I couldn't play, so it was kind of disappointing.
Okay. Well, since you played, like you said, pretty much every other game, tell us your role and about yourself and what you do here for the team.
So for the team, I was basically like the main SMG. So I was just playing in Hill the entire time, just rack up time for the team,
hmm
and just making sure we had the objective locked down, and just making sure we won the game, and just letting the other guys slay out basically.
Okay. Now, who were your other starters here? Because in the final championship game, you had Solo, Vexby, Yi, or Yeah,
Ye
and
yeah.
Manny. So who was
Yeah,
subbing in for you there?
Yi was subbing in for me. I think he was from D4. So
Oh, wow. Well, Yi
yeah,
did very well for a
yeah.
sub.
I was watching. I thought he did great. So
Yeah.
yeah, Vexby, Manny, and Solo were the other players. So Solo was
Okay.
actually like the captain. Like he would get the scrims together and everything. I was more
hmm
like it was like but we didn't really have a captain in game though to say like we just all kind of worked together. He just like kind of
Okay.
got the scrims together, got the games together. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. So he was like behind the scenes, and together you all just kind of democratically, came to decisions, be like, oh,
Yeah,
where are we going type of deal, who's running
yeah.
what. So how do you feel being a new team in tech? Because, you guys never played before. This Utica Muskrats wasn't even a thing until this season. Like, how do you feel that affected your team's performance during the season?
Well, I started out with the Colonials, and they had actually put me on D4, so I was just looking to. I wasn't really into that
hmm
uh team, so I just was looking for something new. And Solo texted me, because he knew I was looking for a team, and then I mean, just from there we just clicked. And then actually, Manny wasn't. Manny's an actually IRL friend. We've been playing together for like a couple years now. We met freshman
Okay,
year in
that's
high
cool.
school. Yeah. So we didn't really. We had me, Solo, and then just Vexby, and then we couldn't really have a solid fourth. So I just brought Manny in, and it just clicked. Like we all just played really well together. Obviously, it turned out well because we won the championship.
Yeah, of
So
course.
yeah, worked out great.
Nice. Now, what was your favorite moment during the postseason or even in the finals that since you were able to watch it?
Well, the postseason, our first match, uh, we just came in, and it was probably the best game we've ever played. We played versus the Liberty, so it was a
hmm
7 seed. So obviously, it wasn't like the biggest matchup. Like we were expecting to win that, especially because we played them like the week before for our last match of the regular season, and we beat them. But we just came out, and we probably played the best we've ever played. So it just felt good. First match of the playoffs, just going in, and we really just crushed them. So it just felt good as
Yeah,
a team.
just gave you that confidence to keep going and
Yeah,
eventually get to the final.
yeah, definitely.
Nice. Now, what were the hardest problems that your team faced during the postseason that you'd say?
Uh, During the postseason, I think everything just went really well. We just there were definitely some issues during the regular season,
And
but
what
during
would
the
those be?
we had lost a match pretty early in the season. We just got absolutely smoked, and it just like
hmm
brought the team down a lot. It was versus the Yetis.
Okay.
We just came out. We lost like 250 to 60 in hard point, like 6-1 search. Like we just got killed. Like we did not stand a chance.
Oh,
So
wow.
we were just pretty down after that. Like we just weren't playing well. But I mean, obviously we bounced back. But at that time, we just didn't think the team was going to work out. But luckily it did. So
Now, you actually faced the Yetis in the final. So, how is the mood going in? With that being your worst moment of the entire season, having to face them again.
Oh, I mean, I talked to the team before. The other semi-final match was the Isles versus the Yetis, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely wanted to play the Yetis because we also played the odds and we know they had a lot of talent. So when the Yetis had
Mm-hmm.
won that match, I think we watched it together as a team. We watched the live stream together. When the Yetis won, obviously it was like, okay, I mean, clearly the better team because they just beat them. But we knew we had a better chance versus the Yetis, versus the Isles, even though we had lost so bad to them. But we had grown so much since that point. We knew if we played them again, we would give them a run. And obviously, I mean, I couldn't play, but obviously a D4 guy came and took my spot, and they still beat him pretty badly. So I was pretty happy for the team and everything.
Yeah, for sure. Like being able to play them before, that being your hardest point in the season, and then using that as a strength to face them again. And like you say, you were watching the game beforehand as a team. Picking out their weaknesses. Whichever team won, you were going to be ready for. You were watching the VODs, and you knew what was up. Uh, so what are the strats then that you guys go through? Like, are you running practices every night? Are you guys like super heavy on focusing on search? Like, tell us about what goes on behind the scenes.
For our scrims, we mostly just did, at least for the first part of the season, we were just doing best of five scrims, just like how the end game would be. So like a hard point, a
Hmm.
search, and a control.
Okay.
Towards the end, it was all hardpoint because that was our weakest. Search became like kind of flipped throughout the year. At the beginning, we were way better at respawn, so like hardpoint and control, we were very good at. Search was not good, and at the end, it
Hmm.
kind of just flipped. Like our search got so much better, it was insane, and not per se our hardpoint got weaker. I just think like our search had gotten so good, it was hardpoint was our worst game mode. So then we were just only scrimming hardpoint.
It could have just been because of the flips in what was G8 as well.
Yeah.
With search not having snipers in the end, and then you had snipers at the beginning, then kill streaks come in. So how do you guys as a team are able to go around such constant quick GA changes?
I mean, we just gotta play to each other's strengths, and just if something gets GA'd, we just gotta find a way to adapt to the new game. We can't really just sit around and be angry about it because there's not much we can do at that point. So
Hmm.
when smokes got banned, snipers got banned, that was I think that was like week two because I remember we used them week one. That was our entire search strat. Like we'd use a smoke every round, a sniper every round. Like we'd
Yeah,
always use that song, and we just had to find a way to get better at that point. And we worked as a team.
yeah. Losing snipers definitely changed the entirety of how search was played, and
Yeah,
along with that, the smokes.
yeah, definitely.
Now, who would you say would deserve MVP for your team, and why would you think that?
Oh, that's a hard one. I would probably say Manny, my IRL. I think he's such a great guy. Just brings such good energy to the team, and he's also just he would always rack up so many kills. I remember in the first week he dropped a 50 bomb in hardpoint, and everyone
Wow.
was saying Manny in the chat. I mean, he's such a good guy. I definitely am.
It's nice. And yeah, he did quite an amazing job as the sub.
Yeah.
Like this guy, hopefully your team stays together. Is that what the word is so far? You guys are gonna run it again?
I don't think me and Manny are staying in tech. I think we're just moving on because we're both seniors in high school. I think
Okay.
we're just moving on. I mean, we're both going to college, both just starting up new lives. I think we're just moving on at this point. But it was
Okay.
definitely a fun. It's a very fun league. It's fun to play. You know.
Yeah, definitely understandable, It's all about doing this, having fun and working as a progression towards what you're doing next in life. So, what would you say is some tips for the people out there watching who would also like to be a championship winning team like yourself? What's some things that they need to do to get there?
Well, I think a lot of problem with teams is that like they lose one match and they just absolutely just start to turn on each other and just not want to keep playing together. You know,
Mhm.
you just you gotta practice as much as you can and just keep playing as a team and learn to get better and just learn how to work together. I mean, a lot of it is just working more as a team than just winning your gunfights. You know, I mean, there's multiple games I remember we may have had like two positive guys, two negative guys, and but we could win the game just if we all just work to each other's strengths and cover each other's weaknesses. I mean, yeah, simple as that.
Yeah, it's all mentality. You know, you come
Yeah,
in and you say, "Hey, my shots really aren't on today." Your shots aren't going to be on. You know, you just tell yourself, "Hey, like, I ain't missing tonight. I ain't going to miss." And
yeah,
you come in and you're going to be accurate, It's just little things like that. And you just keep the mentality going.
yeah.
And like you said, having Manny as your MVP, just bringing that positive energy.
Oh yeah,
And sometimes it just takes that one guy to just keep everyone positive. Like if
yeah,
you're getting slayed out in game and you just got that one guy be like, hey, let's recoup, let's reset, let's try this different strat and we'll get him on this next one. Like even when you were facing the Yetis, I believe it was 5-1, you guys were up 5-1, and the Yetis almost came back from that one. That's probably some comms that they were using to try and get you back, but you still ended up on top there on that search and able to hold them off.
yeah. No.
Now you said you and Manny are going to be leaving the comp scene. Now, what would be next for your team for Vexby and Solo? I'd assume Yi is going to get a D3 position after his
Yeah,
performance.
I know Solo's staying as captain of D3.
Okay.
I think I don't know what's up with Vexby. I don't know. I know he was talking about leaving. Not sure if he decided to. I'm not sure what.
Leaving Tech or leaving the team?
I think I don't know if it's leaving the team or leaving Tech. I think
Okay.
the team, but I know Solo's staying on, so definitely be rooting for him. And because I mean, still my teammate, so I mean, definitely
Mm-hmm.
rooting for him in the future.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say great job. Utica Muskrats D3 champ. Unfortunately, with work you weren't able to get in the final game, but by all means you were definitely a very important part of the process into getting your team there. And shout out to Solo, Vexby, Yi, and Manny for amazing performance in that championship game. Uh, we'll see what's next for everyone with Tech and Call of Duty. See where everyone ends up. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Andy,
Thanks.
thanks for running this in the background. Shout out to you. And I'd say that's it. Keep it cooking.